Hey, hi everyone. Um, it's Tuesday evening, and wow, hold on a second. I have to shut this off here. There we go. Got it, finally. All right, we're doing good. Hi everybody. Yes, much love, Flat Family. Rob, how are you doing? This is a catch up, a catch up from I usually do it on Sunday mornings. I usually have the Flat Earth Teachers Review on Sunday mornings, and I was out at an event, a gig, and so I did not get it done Sunday morning, and it was just too much for me to get it all together Sunday night, and then um, lots of stuff was going on yesterday, and had a funeral today. Can't wait to tell you about all this stuff. But yeah, what an exciting week I've been having. And well, yes, Saturday I went out to I went kayaking. Yes, I got a kayak and I went kayaking. That really doesn't do a whole lot, does it? Boy, I wish I had something else that was better for that. Something a little. No, that still is kind of. Oh, no, that's better. It's just not big enough. Yeah, I like that. Okay, we'll try this one. I just have to have something enough to have my papers lit up here so I can read what I'm doing. And that's all I really need it for. There. Okay. So, I'm going to start off with, you know how I have been talking about gravity, and I've been telling you all that, and I've made several videos on this because the other flat earth teachers are still doing density and buoyancy. And I say, no, it's not density and buoyancy. It's a force. Now, what that force is it has yet to be determined, but it is a force. And I was having some discussions with other flat earth teachers about it, and so it came up. It actually came up on Ghostbusters. First off, Jaron had it with had a debate with Earth, and I did a video on that. So it came up on Ghostbusters, and it's not being even mentioned that there's a debate on this within the flat Earth teachers in the community. I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you say that? Why would you say, like, oh, this is all my original stuff? Like, I thought of this all by myself. So, correct, gravity is not real, but there's debates about it, and there's discussion about it, and I keep saying, no, it's not gravity, but it is some kind of a force. So this is why it's at issue, because it's not just density and buoyancy. So I posted a comment on the Globe Busters because Bob Nodell did a Globe Busters show on this. And he laid it out fairly well, but I don't know why it took 3.5 hours to do that. And nobody could figure out, why is this going on so long? Why such a long show on this? I mean, this is, and I am the kind of person who likes to see the evidence. Just give me the facts, Dano, and I will figure it out myself. I will be able to figure this out. I don't need to be told what to think. So they laid this out, and it was Bob Nodell on Glowbusters, and Jeranism, and Eru was on there, and I think John the Morgile came in later. But the comment I posted, somebody said in the comments, they said, well, things like that were relating to this gravity question and this and that. And and somebody said, oh, why are they taking so long on this video? And I made the comment, I think they're getting paid for the length of the video. And it was like just something off the cuff. That was not meant to be denigrating, I guess. But and then I made another comment with in this same one, which is several sentences, and I copied that portion of it and I pasted that to other people who were making remarks that I thought they should know that this is not the first time that this has come up. So I'm going to read you what I wrote, and you have to make up your own mind. But so this is what I said. I think they get paid for the length of the video. For over a year now, I have been teaching diamagnetism. I am probably one of the most active flat earth teachers, street teachers. Do you think they really don't know who I am and don't know my work? I have also been teaching on this subject, and that never once was mentioned. I posted the video of the vomit comet several times, and recently have had debates with other flat earth teachers on this. Density and buoyancy are not properties, or are properties within the force. And that's what I've always said. I have said many times, the force cannot be gravity, since gravity is defined as pulling to the center of the ball. Eliminate curve and you eliminate gravity. Ancient pictures show a torus field. So that was the comment I had copied, and I pasted several times within the comments. Now, Bob Nodell got on Robin Campbell's live stream, and he took great offense. And he says, well, why did you tell everyone I get paid for videos? Well, wait a minute. Don't you get paid for videos? I mean, aren't your videos, they have commercials on them, right? Doesn't that mean you get some money for that? And he also said I put 100 comments on his video. And then I told him in that same chat room, I said, you're exaggerating, Bob. So I don't know why he objected so strongly to that. Everybody knows they get money for videos. So the length of the video, I'm not sure about. I just said I think they get paid for the length of the video. I don't really know. So now the second thing I had on my list here was investigate everything. Please check out things you hear. So I could listen to that myself, couldn't I? I mean, I could be saying that to myself. But if you hear something about other people, please just check it out. If I make a comment on somebody else's video, then they put that out there and it's there. So commenting on somebody else's video is certainly fair game. And certainly within the flat earth community, we want to have good content. We want to have correct information. So I think it's a good thing that we constructively look at other people's work and challenge them on that. Somebody sent me a video tonight, and it was on a debate. There was this debate between two people. one was supposedly a flat earther. And the person who sent it, Josh, he sent it to me, and he says, not once did that guy mention water as an argument. How can you not mention water as an argument? I mean, there's something wrong with that whole debate thing. Something is wrong. That can't be a true flat earther if they never mention water. So that's really important. So you got to be very careful about who you listen to. I have more on that. So here's another one. Mikey Smith. He was getting harassed by a questionable cop. Okay. So to that, I say some cops do have an agenda. Okay. Some cops do. And corrupt authorities will harass you. I have several videos on this subject. They have to learn that you are not going away. So to Mikey, I suggest that you now for Canada, it will be a little different, but you must get a list of all of your free speech laws and list them on a sheet of paper and the case law that goes with it. All of the times that those things have been tried, that free speech has been tried and triumphed for the people in different circumstances. All those different circumstances have a case behind it, hopefully. And then you'll be able to present that sheet of paper. If you're in America, I have that on my video about free speech. So you can look there. It's in the description. You can just copy that and then paste it on a document and then print out that document. I carry about 10 of them with me all the time. So when I get questioned, I just hand that to the cop and I say, well, here's the case law on that. I am perfectly aware of my rights and I am well within my rights. So that's all you have to say. You're within your rights, and that's all you need to do. Okay. Now, I did have a question about Mikey Smith. He never got a ticket. He did not get ticketed for that. And the cop was in a pickup truck that had lights on. Now, I don't know, up in Canada, maybe they drive pickup trucks. I don't know. But he should have had a badge number. He should have given that information freely. Mikey should have recorded that. He can say, excuse me, officer, I need to get my recording device. And everybody should do that. So just don't look like you're reaching for anything suspicious, you know, because they might pull a gun on you. So I don't think I would have taken the banner down off the car. That's me. I think I just would not have taken it down. There are many, many, at least here in the States. I just saw some, there was a store closing and they had the little triangle banners on top of 2 cars coming out of that store driving around. So there absolutely is reason and to keep something on your car like that. And also there's these car wraps. You can get advertising and just suck it on your car, like it wraps all the way around your car. Now, come on. What? They're allowed to do that, but you're not allowed to have the little triangle thing? No. I put a 3x5 banner on top of my trailer when I was in the parade, but I drove up and down the street with that on too. So, I don't know, Mikey. I think you need to get the law, write that down, print it out, and just learn how to be a polite rock. That's what we need to be, a polite boulder, and stand there immovable. That's what we need to do. Just be immovable. Okay, so here's another thing. I just take these notes all through the week, and I'm just telling you about these notes that I take, and they have great significance because when you're watching something like Glowbusters put out, and I don't know if you could have watched the whole thing, because 3.5 hours, I could not even watch the whole thing. It was just too much, just way too much. I try to keep these videos under an hour because I try to be respectful of your time and just give the information that you need to hit the streets, to get out there on the streets and start sharing the truth with mankind. That's what I need you to do. That's what mankind needs you to do. They're begging for you to tell them the truth. So you're just not listening. So start listening. La 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 la. And I want to mention that, Roxanne. Okay. So here we go. Transcribing videos. Hi, Tom. Okay. So transcribing videos. If you really want to know, and this is what I've been telling you on the Flat Earth Teacher show here, is that how to recognize a good channel, how to recognize what channels you ought to put time into watching. Some aren't worth it. Start transcribing the videos. And there's a transcribe feature on a lot of the videos. So just push that transcription and it'll print out, and then I copy it. I copy the whole thing. And then I paste it on a document, and then I start reading through it. And if I find contradictions, now some of the words only come out as they're sounded out. They aren't exactly the right words. So you may have to go to the minute, and it's marked. The minutes are marked. So if there's a section of a transcription you can't figure out, just go to the minute where it is and listen to it. And then you'll hear the correct wording. But once you start transcribing videos and you take notes on those, you will see if the person speaking is contradicting themselves. If they are contradicting themselves, do not watch that channel. There are some people in the Flat Earth community who have channels, and they practice duality, and they want to confuse you on purpose. On purpose. They want you to listen to them because they have all these great words, and they talk with this radio voice, and you know, they are studied. They're probably actors at one point, and they were trained in how to deceive. That's what an actor is. It's a trained deceiver. So you have to wonder if anything about them is actually real or not. This is why you have to test them. You have to test the spirits. So transcribing the videos and listening to what they say, but don't take it in as fact until you know they're telling you the truth. And even then, you have to test it for yourself. Okay. So transcribing the videos is an excellent way of figuring all that out. All right. So the next thing is Nathan Roberts' video. Somebody posted that for me. And Bob Nodell was giving his background. And the next thing I wrote here, it says, know this, people who deceive, deceivers, will tell the truth to gain your trust when all they want to do is get you to do their bidding. So they will tell you the truth to gain your trust. And then once you feel trust for them, you want to go along with them, because humans are social animals. We like to be part of a group. Okay? It's really tough to be out on your own and just do what you know is right to do when nobody else is doing it. That's really tough. So, oh, hi, Lady Lacey and OJ McBaggins. Hi, guys. So it's really tough to be on your own and just to live a righteous life or do the right thing when nobody else around you is doing that. This is why men will tell the girls, "Oh, I love you," when they have no intention of committing. No commitment equals no love. Okay? And in the same vein, I'm going to tell you, no outreach. If you are not promoting, supporting, or doing outreach with the flat earth, there's no truth in you. You are not a true flat earther. And all those celebrity big channels, which we don't know truly if they're big. We just know that they have a big number there. We don't know if they bought them or not. We don't know that. So if they are not promoting getting on the street, if they are not saying, please go tell everybody, get some banners, get some literature, start handing it out, start talking to people. If they're not saying everybody should be if they're in their school board at a school board meeting, giving these pamphlets to the school board members. If they're not saying stuff like that, I wouldn't give them the time of day, because it really takes nothing to get there to a school board meeting. You've got 4 minutes. Karen told me in Florida that her school board only gives 3 minutes. You can't buck up for 3 minutes and just read that pamphlet. I will send you a pamphlet. Get on flatearth101.com. Beg him to send you a pamphlet. He will send you a pamphlet. He will probably send you 10, enough for the whole school board, because you'll want to pass it out. So you pass out these pamphlets and you stand there at the microphone and you quickly go through 1 to 10. You say, here, this says on the pamphlet this, and then number 2, it says this. Number 3, it says this. You can't do that for 3 minutes. You can't do that. Then you're not a flat earther. I'm sorry. The truth is not in you. You're a deceiver. That's as easy as that. Okay? If you can't get to that school board, then what are you? Okay? If you're going to get fired from your job, if you're a school teacher, then get somebody else to do it. You don't know any flat earthers? Come on. All right. The next thing. All right. There's another video. Okay. I have been saying this. I'm going to repeat this thing again. Okay. If you're out on the street and only speak with one person an hour, then yes, you are doing something wrong. And I'm just going to tell you, you're screwing up. Probably on purpose. So, you should not put out a video. If you are only talking to one person an hour, do not put out a video. A true flat earther would not do that, would not disrespect other flat earthers by doing that. Okay? I am not on the street right now, but I tell you what, whenever I'm on a job, whenever I'm at a gig or an event, it's very, very rare that I'm not with multiple people at a time. Very rare. Now, this set of videos that I just put out, that I was at a flea market on Sunday. There was 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 5 booths there. It was at a firehouse. It was very poorly advertised. It was the firehouse. It was their first flea market ever. So, yeah, I don't care. I forgave the guy. I'm not upset at him at all. And you know why? Because some very, very significant things happened that day. And I hope you watch those videos and see. You won't see a lot of people going through, but you will see some very significant ones. So I guess right now I should address that. Okay. At the flea market, the very first one, I did not have my camera on right away. And this was a mistake because, oh, ye of little faith, that was me. I thought, oh gosh, nobody's going to show up. Maybe I'll just hang out here for an hour or two and see what happens. Well, I should have had my camera on right away because this guy in a black shirt came in and he was just boom, 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 right at me. Question after question, statement, accusing me. Now, all you Christians listening, you know who the great accuser is. This was his minion sent to me. And I'm not joking about that. This guy was sent. No doubt about it in my mind. He was not shaven. He looked like he just was hungover from the night before. He came in on a Sunday morning, so he wasn't in church. He was preaching at me like I'm harming the Christian community. He turned it all about religion and, Bible and Christian. He made it all about that. That is a big flag, a big red flag. When somebody wants to turn flat earth into a religious discussion, right off the bat, there's something wrong there because it's not. I never once mentioned religion. I never once said Bible, and I ever don't. I never do that because I want it to be them. If they bring it up, then I'll talk to them about it, but I won't go at length. I will give them probably Nathan Roberts' channel, or I will give them a sheet with Bible verses on it, or I also have that little Bible quiz that I like handing out. It's just pictures, but they're all Bible stories that everybody should know. And so this guy was doing that. And he says, give me a Bible verse. Give me a Bible verse. And I said, well, Isaiah 40:22. But I don't think he even heard me because he was so loud and boisterous. And he says, I'll be back. So, okay. So then you see me when the first video comes on, you see me with my phone looking up Bible verses because I did have that the Bible quiz, which is just pictures, but it didn't have the verses on there. So I wanted to give a couple verses for this guy because he said he was coming back, and I thought I'd be prepared. So he came back and he threw this paper at me, and you see what happened. And I thought I had remembered what was on his shirt, and it said astronaut training center or something like that. It was so like set up, like, is this for real? So I think that guy was actually sent. He actually was sent by some people, maybe from his lodge. Okay. And the other thing, the reason I say this is because when I made the Boyertown Winter Festival, that was the event. It was an indoor at the library, the Boyertown Library. So when I was there, that's when I met the man who ran this firehouse flea market. And he gave me his number, and it got onto the video. And they told me, and his wife was right next to me there in the booth next to me. And they said, we got several calls. They called us, several of them, some people called and said, why do you want her at your flea market? And that really made them mad. And the wife called back some of these numbers that were calling and leaving these nasty messages, because she's all about, both of them are all about defending First Amendment free speech. So I really love them. They're very great people, and I was very fortunate to know them. And I told him, yeah, I'd be happy to come back at your next flea market if you have one. I still wanted to give him the money, and he wouldn't take it, so it was a free day. So hey, woohoo! And so yeah, that you also see in the video where when the guy in the black shirt came back, the fire guys were right across the parking lot, and he comes walking over, and the wife comes walking over, and she's like a black belt or something, and and she was like head of the prison guards or something. I don't know, but she's a tough cookie, and she's just a character. I really like her. So they went right up into his face and said, if you're not here to learn something or get something from the other booths, then move on, you know. And he even said to him that, you know, she took your paper, but you won't take her paper. See, and that was the thing of it. That was really the thing of it. I was willing to hear him out, but he was not willing to hear anything I had to say. Nothing. So, and I've spoken about people who fire questions at you one after the other, bam, bam, bam. There was the other case where a girl did that when I was in Westchester College, and I just turned my back on her, and darn it, I forgot to do that. I should have done that. I should have just turned around. I don't know. I guess I'm still not used to dealing with all these people. I sometimes forget, and I try to be nice and patient, but I should do that more often. I should, learn how to recognize these people as soon as I do something that will affect a more cordial atmosphere. And that's what you have to learn, is how to handle the objectors, what did we used to call them? The hecklers. A heckler. That's what they're called, hecklers. Somebody who yells things from the audience, that kind of thing. You learn how to deal with these kind of people. So yeah, that was quite exciting, I think. So you ought to really watch that video, and you might learn something from that. Okay, 2, 3. Oh, here I am. Back to this page now. Okay, if you're not teaching flat earthers to be productive, you are a distraction. And that's probably your goal. So if you're putting out videos, if another channel is putting out videos and they're not being productive, they're not like giving you information that you can use to talk to people on the street. And when I say on the street, I'm talking about people you don't really know that well. I mean, family is different. You want to keep that relationship. But when you're out talking to strangers, it's really not the same thing. You can be a little more assertive. You can challenge them. And if they get mad at you, it's really not the same kind of a loss as it would be for a family member. So, okay. Now, the next thing, Vincent Rhodes. Oh, love that man. He's really doing some good work. He has a great outreach. I think it's a genuine outreach. And he's putting out some pretty good videos. Yeah, he is. A lot of good stuff for Flat Earth, and it's all, it's not like experiments or anything like that. It's just talking to his people. people on his channel, and he's just being real with them. And I really like him. So Vincent Rhodes, yeah, check him out and look at some of the stuff he's doing. Okay. So, oh, here, this one is a little bit off the topic, but I did want to mention it. I like to watch dog rescues. Dog rescue videos, I really like them, but you've got to be careful, because I think that some of these third world countries know that you can get people to send you money if you show them a real sad story and make yourself out to look like you're wonderful. So I just got that message that some of these channels are actually putting the tape around the dog's mouth and waiting 2 weeks till they get skinny and then go picking them up again. I just can't imagine somebody else, doing that to a dog and then, thinking that they're never going to see them again. Because why would you put tape around a dog's mouth to starve them? That's not satisfaction. If they really wanted to see the dog starving, to have that sick sense of, look, that dog's starving and I did that. I mean, if there's somebody out there that is that demented that would want to do that, they would want to see the result of their work. So I'm saying that be careful, because if you start sending money to these people, they're going to be putting tape around more dogs' mouths. So the only channel, I think there's 2 channels. Is it? The one is Takis. He's a Greek guy, and I think he just loves those dogs, and they love him back. And the other one, I think, has Paws. It has Paws, Paws, in Home for Paws or something like that. But I think those are genuine. But the other ones, I think there's questions to be asked. So just be careful. Don't send money unless you know. Here you go. All right. I have a question for you. Would you watch a video called Douchebag Cops? Would you watch a video called that? I mean, I'm there. Really? I mean, how old is this guy? Come on. I don't know. I'm just wondering. And he complains about getting tickets. Well, so I was driving with my daughter today, and she was like impatient. And I'm like, well, honey, you're going over 25 miles an hour. I mean, look at the speed limit. Well, I'm just so frustrated. I'm there. Yeah. Okay. So then you're worried about, seeing cops on the street. So if you don't want to get a ticket, just go to speed limit. I mean, what is the big deal? Now, if you're on the highway, I get it. If all of the traffic is going over the speed limit and you're just kind of going with the flow, then that's different. I mean, I don't really consider that, a big deal. But if you're going for a little town and it says 25, I mean, you're just begging for somebody to pull you over. So, I know, douchebag cops, come on. Grow up. Let's grow up a little, guys. Yeah, he's a flat earther. That's why I mentioned it. I think it's ridiculous. Okay. All right. The things that a bad channel or a deceptive channel will use, they will use, the things they use to create the illusion is the illusion of sincerity. They will use apologies. They will use personal phone calls. And you know who I'm talking to right now. They will use compliments. They will give you personal attention and make you feel important. And then they will appeal to you. Okay? It is a tactic. It's a tactic. It's actually kind of like a script. First they do this, then they do this, and it's kind of a path they lead you down. And then when they get you to the end, it's a sales technique. That's what it is. So be careful about that. You will be misled. You will be deceived. And they will get you to do what they want you to do. And it will not be to benefit the Flat Earth Outreach community. So I hope you hear what I'm saying and you know who you are. And I want you to be aware of these things. Okay. I have had training in this. And if you want to have training in this, there's a lot of things you can start watching on YouTube. How to close a sale. I put up a video about mission statements. These things are on YouTube, and you can study them, and you can say, "Oh, now let me think. Let me think here. Did I really get this? Oh, I have this nice, warm, fuzzy feeling. This guy, he called me up, and he was saying all these nice things about me, and I must be wonderful. And then he's asking me to not do something that he didn't want me to do, and he was saying something bad about somebody else. And you know, you've got to decide for yourself. But I am here to give you awareness. Okay, so that's why I'm doing this. You have to decide for yourself. But I'm just giving you these things to look for. Not everybody who says they're a flat earther are a flat earther. There are people who will lie and say they're a flat earther when really they're just a deceiver. And all they want to do is bring you into their emotional clutches so they can lure you away. Okay? So don't fall for that. Don't let anything stop you from hitting the streets. I don't let anything get in my way of my mission. You have a mission. You've been given a mission by the Creator. You know that. Don't let anything derail you. Okay? And rail means that the path is fixed, like a train rail. Okay? The rails on the train track. You are on that path. Do not be derailed. Go straight and level. Okay? Okay, here we go. All right. If you have been a flat earther for more than 6 months, stop watching videos. Why are you not out on the streets? If you've been a flat earther for more than 6 months, okay, why are you not out on the streets? Why? Why? Do you not know we have free speech still? You better use it on this subject or you will lose it. I was just sent something today about, there's a bill about equality. I'll try to remember to put it in the description. It has a number, an S number. Sorry, I don't have it right here, but I will. I saw it today, and there's a video on it, which I did not watch the whole thing yet. But it supposedly contains a very strong attack on free speech. And there are things coming up that we won't be allowed to criticize certain people. There are certain peoples that we will not be allowed to criticize. And I heard it said long ago that the people who are doing the evil deeds or the people who are in control are the ones that you're not allowed to criticize. So if they are, they are named as, eventually they will be named. Then they are the ones doing all this evil. And once people start figuring it out, they're going to start naming them as a group. And then you will know that your suspicions were correct, because they won't be allowed to be criticized and you'll be jailed. Okay? So get out there with the flat earth and start teaching it. So everybody wakes up before this legislation, and more legislation and more and more and more is passed, and we won't have the opportunity to share this joy with others. And that's what it is. And I'll tell you what happened today. There was a woman who's been in our home several times, and they had one child, and the parents were going away to it was a long evening, and the woman just didn't want her son home alone all night long. And I think he must have been 13, I don't know, 13, 14 maybe, I don't know. But she asked me if I would just come over and hang out at their house. And she said, he told me that he didn't need a babysitter, and so you're not really a babysitter. But even today, when I saw him at her funeral, I said to his wife, yeah, I was his babysitter. And we laughed, about that, because I had told her that once before, and she said, yeah, I remember that. So it's just a joke. So I went to the funeral, and there weren't a whole lot of people there, but she was 101. She was 2 months short of her 102nd birthday. And so, I don't know, maybe 30 people there, but for her 100th birthday, there was a lot. There was 3 parties, and there was a lot of people who attended those parties in different areas of her life. She was a character reenactor. She was Martha Washington. So we really enjoyed her. She was under 5 feet tall, and she just was a little, I don't know, she was something else. We all loved her. So, yeah, she was put to rest today, and we went into the church, and this was the church that I grew up in. So they have a new pastor, and I was not involved in welcoming him because I had left that church, and so I never met this pastor before. So we were sitting at the luncheon in the church hall, and so I thought, okay, it's all calmed down now. So, a couple of people left already, and, it was all winding down. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to walk around. Hi, formerly known as Rob. So I just walked around, and I had a pack of brochures with me. And I'm just going to give these people brochures before they leave. And it was not a somber event. Nobody was really crying. It was not one of those things. When you're 102 almost, it's like you're prepared already. So it wasn't like, oh, it's a shock. It's not like a young person. But we all celebrated her life. So I went to the table where some of the relatives were, and there was like 2 nephews and her son and his wife. So I think there was like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 8, probably 8 family members. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 8 family members. That was it. 8. Okay. The rest were friends. So I went to the table where the nephews were, and I said, hey guys, did you ever hear this? Oh, yeah, we heard of that. I'm there. Well, this has 10 things you could look up when you get home. Oh, okay. So they took it, And then one of the other nephews came over and he sat down and, oh, yeah, I heard of that. And I'm there. Well, I teach it. So if you have a question, you can ask me. Do you want one of these? Oh, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, they all took it. It was not a big deal. It was not distasteful. So I went over to the other table and the son was talking. So I just slipped one next to his plate. So the other people at his table, I sat down and I said, I teach science. And I have something here that you can look at when you go home. And it has some interesting things that you can think about. Oh, okay. Yeah. So here. And I handed out some there. Went to the next table. And let me think. Was it the next table? Or I was going to the next table. And the pastor comes up to me. I want you to stop handing that out. And they're, what? He says, yes, don't hand those things out. I want you to stop that right now. And they're, well, do you know what it is? No. And they're, well, why? You stop that right now. And they're, I said, are you a Freemason? I actually said that. He said, no. I'm there, oh, okay. And I walked away and I walked around this other way. And then I went back to the table I was going to go to anyway. And I did not stop it. Oh, I did tell him, oh, but they wanted it. What, And then I went to, and these were all people, like the second table I went to, these were people I grew up with. Parents of the kids in my Sunday school class, that kind of stuff, They weren't people I didn't know. And so those guys, they didn't really want the thing. They were like, I think they had something in their punch or something. They were just all like jovial laughing. And it was really strange, very strange. They didn't want to answer a question. They probably were Freemasons there. But the women at the table, the two women, I could see there was interest in their minds. They were looking like, oh, what is that? But the three men, no, they didn't want to take it. So I just left, went back to my own table. Then I had a conversation with the people there and handed out two there. So I know it will be looked at. I know they will look at it. I know they will read it. I know they will. What I figured out about the pastor, since he didn't know me, didn't know what I was handing out, I figured out that there was a woman in the kitchen who knew me and knew me as someone who speaks up. And she doesn't like that. She's one of those that is politically and socially correct. So I believe that she told the pastor to come and stop me because she's just that way. Every organization has those biddies who just do not want anything different going on that they can't control because it scares them. Darth. Hi, Darth. So that's what happened at that funeral today. So I need to learn how to recognize that sooner. Who is sending who to do what? And then I can go to the source and tell them to back off. Back off. So I think I even told that pastor that it supports scripture. He didn't care. He just was afraid. So, all right, next topic right here. Roxanne. It was Roxanne and Dolly and a guy. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forget what they call themselves. It's a little talk show. Oh, and I'll put it in the description. I'm so sorry. But it was one of Roxanne's productions, and they were talking about the ether. And I've told them this too, and I think they put it together nicely. I think that the ether is something that we can send vibrations through. And I put it on the level of prayer. You see, now, secular people will want to take that and just put it into a secular context. Whereas when I was watching their video, which I enjoyed their video, I think it was good information. Because they also played other videos within, and then they talked about that video that they played. So I put things in terms of prayer. But see, you know, the difference between prayer and the modern churches, what the modern churches teach as prayer, is that prayer should be said out loud. That's what should happen. Hold on a second. I'm on the phone, Mom. I'll be right out. So I'll wrap this up pretty shortly here. But prayer should be said out loud. The same with rebuking evil spirits. That has to be said out loud because the vibrations have to get out there. Okay, Mom. So, yeah, prayer has to be said out loud so the vibrations can get into the ether. And so I think this is so exciting that we're getting all this information, and it's going to be put to good use. But you know the problem? The problem is we don't have enough people on the streets. We don't have enough people on the streets. We don't have enough people out there sharing the good news with other people who don't know yet. We don't have enough. Because you are not out there. You are not teaching people. You are not handing out brochures. You are not passing out cards in boxes in the stores. You are not putting stickers places. You are not going into the bathroom and putting a card there. It's because of you. If we get taken over and people don't know, it's your fault. I am doing all I can. All I can. Did you see my kayak? Did you see it? I paid money to have that put on my kayak. Flat water, flat earth. I named my kayak. Nothing I do is not going to carry the message. Okay? So that's a double negative. So I'll say it in a positive way. Everything I do will carry the message. Okay? What about you? What about you? Yes, you right there. What are you doing? What are you doing today? You know what I did today? Tonight? I was hoping to go to this one yard sale event. Now I'm third on the waiting list. I didn't get there soon enough, and it was really close. So now I had to look up some other events, and I'm deciding which one to go to. But that's what you have to do. During the week, you have to decide, where am I going to go this weekend What event can I go to where I can hand out literature? You can go anywhere. Now, I take the banners with me most of the time, so I have to kind of logistically figure things out. But you can put a handful of brochures in your pocket and you can just go anywhere and walk and say, hey, did you guys ever hear this? And then tell them 3 things on that brochure they didn't know. And say, yeah, here, you take it home and you can read it when you get home. And there's a website on the front if you have more questions. Yeah. You. So what's going on? Does anybody think that I'm not promoting activism? Does anybody think that I'm not encouraging and promoting street teaching, teaching flat earth? Is there any doubt in your mind? Yeah. So I really need you to get out there. I'm not gonna be all sweet and say, oh, please, please. Nah. It's your responsibility. You're all grown up. You're an adult. So start acting like an adult. Okay? Start acting like an adult. Start figuring out what this really means to mankind. Okay? Okay, FPV Angel, Ron Sheckelson, Stan Smith, Vonich. Okay, and I know there was more on here. They come and go, but that's okay. 23 watching now. That's all right. You know why? Because there's a lot who don't want me to know that they watch this. And that's why they don't come on my live streams. They wait till it's posted. Then they watch it. Because I always get over 100. So I think they're real because I don't buy any of those numbers. Somebody said you can buy views too. I mean, I just don't think I could do that. Anyway, all right. Somebody just said that they're writing comments. Okay, writing comments. Well, I think you need to get off the internet because you can't tell if these people in these chat rooms, in the chats, even on like any of these live streams, you don't know if they're just operatives. And nothing you say is going to change them. Nothing, because they are there to deceive. They are there to cause division. So you don't know these people. Don't do that anymore. Take your shoes, put them on your feet, and walk out the door. Talk to people face to face. And then you know you're talking to different people all the time. And they're real people. They're not sitting in a room with 3 computers in front of them with a swivel chair, just typing like, you're crazy, and flat earthers are stupid, and over here something else. You know, you don't know that. But when you go out in the street, you got real people. We need you out in the street, buddy. We need you all out in the street. And, you know, that's what I said last week about Dearth. Dearth says, I go on all these talk shows, flat earth debates and all this stuff. Yeah, well, so what? That's nothing. Nothing. Meaningless. Yes, I'm saying it's meaningless. And I'm saying it. You want to ask me to my face? I'll say it to your face. I think it's meaningless. We need to reach people. Nobody's going to come on YouTube looking for flat earth videos and flat earth debates who's a glober. They need to have information. They need to have a real human being. Hand them something. Look at them in the eyes and give them the sense of you loving them. They will feel that. They will know that you are sharing truth with them. And that is the best love that you can give anybody. You need to love your fellow man. Okay, I gotta go. I do love you guys, and I am going to get out there this weekend. And I had a great time kayaking. I just, that's my new, you know, I would have gone horseback riding, but that was like, I mean, I've done that and I love horses, but I wouldn't have my own. And it was like $45 each time. So that would have been like $160 a month if I went once a week. But this, I could spend $40 and get a year membership and then go on these little excursions. They even have overnighters, and it's fun. It's really fun. You meet a lot of nice people. They get to read my kayak. All right, guys. Love you all. And I'm glad you were here. Oh, I'm glad you were here. And I will try to and do this again on Sunday and tell you what happened this week. Okay? All right. Let me see. What do we got here? There we are. All right. See you. Love you. Bye.